I think I'll just go through it very quickly. And I'm glad that it's the very thing that we are talking about today, speaking. And not just speaking, because speaking has changed ever since. Or it has changed so much between 2020 and 2021. There is a lot that has changed. If you're able to get back here, just let me know that you're here. Okay. Okay, Faida, you're here. Good to have you. I hope you can get me loud and clear. Please share this feed back to the group because many of them, I think we are not here or we have just abandoned everything. Diana, good to have you. Please share the link back into the group so that they can know that we are already here. Okay, so enough of the pleasantries. We had the time and the pleasantries when we talked about different communities and how it's good to interact and network and know each other. And we are a growing family. We are a winning family and a growing family. We are a family that never gives up, and we are a family that fears, but we do it anyway. Okay. I mean, we get scared. We get scared of speaking. We get scared of starting businesses. We get scared of putting the right foot in front. We get scared of creating content on social media. We get scared of writing. We get scared of so many things. But again, we don't stay scared. We fear, but we don't stay fearful. Okay, we go ahead and do it anyway, because it's only when we get out of our comfort zones and we feel the discomfort, that is the only time you should know that you are growing. If every time you're having it simple, it's like a slope, then you are not growing. If every time you're only stretching and sleeping deeper and eating the kind of food that you want, and I mean life is just easy, then you are not growing. Okay, in order for you to give birth like any other woman, you have to get into the labor ward and you have to push out whatever it is that you have. Now you can have everything in the world, but if you do not utilize your gift, if you do not do what you were created for, you'll be wasting a lot of your time on earth. Okay, so before we even go into public speaking, I just want you to get this. Okay, I want you to be able to create effectiveness and productivity and shun or run away from busyness without effectiveness. Okay, and I want you to twist and just take the 80% of your time working on the things that you were created to do, and 20% of your time working on the things that you have to work on. Okay, that is the only way you get rich. That is the only way you get successful. That is the only way you get ahead of the game before anyone else. If you do 20% of the time, because time, I mean, a house can be taken away and it will come back to you. Shoes, a suit, a computer, a laptop, a phone can be taken away from you and it can be replaced. But if something takes or someone takes away your time, no one can ever replace that. Okay, so I want you to be able to put it inside of you and know that this gift that you have inside of you, and I hope that transformers, the gladiators, and the world changers, we are all here because of the gift. We are all here because of the calling that is upon our lives that cannot let us rest until we impact lives and change lives. Okay, and if the way we are going to change lives is by speaking, by writing books, by creating content, by being out there, putting ourselves out there, by doing the photo shoots, by going out there and speaking to the people, so be it, because it's a gift inside of you and it's not going to keep quiet. Okay, so make sure that you do 80% of your time working on what you were created to do, working on your bankable gift, because your gift is actually bankable. Your gift equals to infinite, limitless money. And I just say that your gift, your calling, your passion, your purpose equals to a bankable gift. Okay, and that bankable gift is equals to limitless money. You cannot even limit yourself. You cannot limit yourself, okay? I cannot wake up these days and say that, okay, this is the amount of money I earn. I don't have a cap. I don't have an amount of money that I earn. Yes, I can, business wise, business, fluctuates, but most of the times it's good. So I know that there's actually more streams of income bringing in money. But again, I don't know how much, whether it's going to be 100 million, where it's going to be 50 million, where it's going to be 80 million, where it's going to be. So the money is infinite, the success is infinite, but only if you can go ahead and do and put to use your bankable gift. I call it a bankable gift. If you ever try to forget your calling and your passion and your purpose, what it should be called, I want you to get it from me. It's a bankable gift. Okay? It's a gift that you can go to the money. Can you believe that right now, as I speak, Manja MTN, like, they owe me, MTN owes me money, okay? I invoiced them, and I expect I'm going to be paid. Anytime I expect a notification on my phone that millions of money have gone into my account, okay? Now, that is not limited. That is not, it's a bankable gift that you can bank on it. That if I pursue this, if I don't give up, if I don't walk away, I am going to change lives. But while I change lives, a lot of money is going to come my way, or a lot of success is going to come my way. Number one, there is a lot of satisfaction when you say that, you know what, you impact lives, you change lives, and at the same time, you earn off your gift. Now, that is a lot of satisfaction. Ask me, I will tell you, it is a lot of satisfaction. The reason as to why I can have this time here right now is not because I don't have a family to give my time. I have a family to give my time, but I've given them my time, and then I am here because I have a gift. I have something to offer you, and that's something that is going to get you unstuck, that is going to get you to the next level of your life. And I am not here to give you a new thing. No, I'm not here to inject you with a new thing. No, I am here to push you. I'm like a gynecologist. I'm a midwife to help you push your baby, to help you push your gift, to help you be the greatest speaker the world has ever known, to help you be the greatest writer the world has ever known. Even the gladiators that have gone through with book writing, and they are going to be amazed, but I'm going to call them again, and we are going to actually review their books. Now, when we review your book, that means the next time you're going to write better. The next time you're going to put out a bestseller, okay? And who said that what they have right now is not a bestseller? It is a bestseller. Whenever I'm talking about them to other people, I proudly talk about them. That, you know what? When you go out to a restock, make sure you get bounce back. If you can order for iPhone me. If you can order, make sure that you find your greatness. As in, there is a lot of credibility in what they have done, that it backs them up and it puts them out there. Okay, so we are here to talk about public speaking. I was just encouraging you to just make sure that you know that what you have, not everybody has. What you have, not everybody has. And I hope that you can vividly understand that and put it to use. Okay, what you have, nobody has. And so if you sit on it, just like I've usually been saying, you are locking people away in poverty, in frustration, in disappointment. Why? Because you've refused to practice what you were given. Your bankable gift, you're sitting on it. You're being an engineer somewhere, you're being a tailor somewhere, you're being a mother somewhere, you're being a radio broadcaster somewhere, you're being a TV journalist somewhere, because you're being a lecturer somewhere, you're being a teacher somewhere, because I know most of us, these are the things that we do. But again, there is something inside of you, and that something has to come out. Whether you like it or not, it has to come out, okay? So I was talking about the virtual, because everything has gone virtual. Right now, I'm talking to you. You are in your houses. Everything has gone virtual. Gone are the days, back then I would have speaking engagements one after another. I will be, on a van going to Gulu to either speak at a UN function, and then you said invites me to Masaka, and the next day I'm popping into another van and going to Masaka. Some of the places I've had to literally have lead cars, police lead cars, because then maybe I would not make it on time if I'm not careful, especially with those kind of executive meetings with the CEOs and all that, and multinationals. Okay, so I mean, I had my time in that. Right now, yes, there's places where you get invited to and you go and speak, but you realize that most of it has now gone online. That if you want to create an event, by the time a person who creates a real event, it's a much better thing. It's a good thing. Yes, you invite people. Like we are going to create so many of them with you, the world changers, the gladiators, and the transformers. We are going to create events together. You are going to create those events, okay? And we are going to speak, we are going to share platforms, and we are going to impact lives. But again, most people right now are online, okay? So if you want to do anything, that is why I want us to get into challenges when it comes to the VIP group, and I will explain that to you. Why? Because you can create your own circle of people, you can create your own following, you can grow your own following, and you can convert that following into clients, okay? Because we have what we call the cold clients, we have the warm, we have the warm clients. And now a person that has already come to you, that is a warm client, you don't need, it's like preaching to a choir. They already know you and they want to support you, okay? So they can easily translate into customers. Why? Because they have interfaced with you online, they have interfaced with you on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, and so they know what you have to offer. Those that are cold are the ones that are still on the fence. They don't know what you have to offer, or they've not followed you before, and they just need a lot of convincing and a lot of talking to, okay? So now that things are virtual, that means that things are really changing, okay? And if things are changing, that means that we need to cause transformation even when we are not one-on-one with people, even when we are not meeting them, okay? So how do you cause that transformation? Both when you are meeting them and when you are actually online and virtually speaking at an event, because you are going to be invited for so many of those, okay? I want you to be able to show up to give. And I think I've shared this multiple times. I don't like it when people show up to take, okay? I mean, yes, you can. I go to so many speaking engagements, but the reason as to why I go to speaking engagements and I never take my books is because, I mean, I'm just not interested in, yes, I can mention that, you know what, I'm the author of Deliberately Selfish or Tears on My Pillow, but again, I'm not going to be there to tell people that, oh, you buy this and then these are my handles and then you can follow me and then you can get that. If I go to a place, I go to give, okay? When you get invited for a virtual event to speak, whether to share, whether it's for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, make sure that you are there to give. When you are invited to a real event with people, make sure that you are there to speak. So many coaches in this age and era are places or going to places to take, okay? They are going to places to ask people to follow them, to ask people to buy their books, to ask people to pay for their sessions, to ask people. And I've done, what I am giving you is what I have done, and it has done a lot of magic. It has worked a lot of magic. So show up to give, whether it's a virtual event, whether it is a real-time event, okay? Make sure that you show up to give. And then some of us, there is this tendency of not really preparing. Some of us like speaking that, you know, I'm a last minute person. So when you're invited, you don't actually prepare. So many of you are just starting. Some of you have been on this journey for quite some time. So many of you have been invited somewhere to speak, whether it's formal or informal. But most times you find that you do not find time to prepare. Now, when you don't prepare to impact lives, then you can never impact lives. You have to prepare to impact lives. That is when you ask to, I mean, what am I talking about? Even if it's church, even if it's Bible study, even if it's, as in, what do you want me to talk about? Okay? And how many people are going to be there? What kind of age group are we talking about? They are housewives? Are they workers? What kind of people are there? You are asking the background check so you can be able to prepare enough, okay? And it doesn't mean that you're going to use a whole day or a whole week or no. But make sure that whatever you prepare prepare is authentic. Make sure that whatever you prepare is applicable. It's not something that you just say for them to feel good and they cannot do it, okay? It's something that should be applicable, that they will leave that place, go back and put it into action, and it will work for them, okay? As in, is it healthy eating? Is it balancing their time? Is it looking at the wheel of life and finding out where it's not, where they're not content, and why they're not content, and how they can actually improve it? And then what are the areas of their lives where they're content, or the areas that are 8 to 10, okay? What did they do in those areas? Did they focus a little more? Did they give it a lot more attention? Is it them in total control, and the other areas they are not in total control, like their emotions? As in, you have to give people tangible things that they can be able to go back and apply, and so they will never ever forget you. Because when someone says that, you know what, you changed my life, it's not because you spoke well, it's not because you were good looking, it's not because you had a good lipstick or you were putting on a good tie or a good suit. No, it's because you gave them an actionable point and they went back and put it back. Like most of the people that come to me and we talk about narcissistic relationships, or most of the speaking engagements where I go and I'm asked about narcissistic relationships, and I talk about no contacts, okay? And most people, I mean, are like, you know what, I'm fragile, I'm so needy and clingy, I've always needed this person in my life, but this person has walked away from me. And I'm like, do not contact them. I want you to love yourself enough to step back and take all that love that you're giving to someone and give it back to yourself. Give yourself the attention, take care of yourself, eat well, sleep well, dress well, smell well, okay, and put on well, okay, and then dream better. Make sure that you expand your brain, read more, okay, go to places you've never gone to, create friends that you have never created. As in, make life about you, okay? For once, make life about you, because when you're dealing with a narcissist, you're dealing like with a child, a toddler. It's all about them. Oh, they should not ban themselves. Oh, you're second guessing, will this make them happy? Because half the time I don't know what makes my toddler happy. Today you will bring vanilla ice cream and they will be, oh, you know, so happy. And tomorrow you bring strawberry and, you know, they are on top of the world. And the other day you bring chocolate and they just don't want it, okay? So that is dealing with a narcissistic person. Now, when you tell a person no contact, and you tell them that if you ever want to contact this person, make sure that you contact me first so that we can talk about how the contact goes. And when this person contacts you, you're able to talk it out with them, and they're not able to call, okay? And they keep away until they can see vivid results, until they can learn to forget and let go and take care of themselves. Because a narcissist can never love you if you are wholeheartedly loving them and suffocating them and wanting to be in their lives. But the moment you step away, most of the times they will come seeking, and sometimes they're not even genuine. They want to just come, they are pretending so that they can pull you back into their vortex or into their, you know, an ending hole, okay, that is just not so good. So give people actionable points, okay? Make sure that you have your engagement, whether it's virtual, whether it's a real speaking engagement, okay? Make sure that you have your pointers when you prepare and read. Don't read encyclopedias and dictionaries, but make sure that you have something to jot down, okay, and something to follow, so that you can know what to give and what not to give, and that what you're giving is actually actionable and they are gaining from it, okay? And then authenticity really engages. You have to know who you are. Sometimes it's good to seek advice. You know, you can ask people. For example, I like using PowerPoint presentations, but sometimes I just don't like them, and sometimes I just don't feel like them. Now, if I had just crammed it in my head that, you know what, I'm going to be presenting with PowerPoint, I'm going to be, you know, doing all these things, write all these things and do the PowerPoints every other time, that would have been boring, because the time comes when I just don't want to do that. I want to engage, I want to move around, I want to dance around, I want to jump around, I want to make people feel themselves and to just have fun while I am speaking and while they are learning, okay? And sometimes just take breaks and take break from the serious work and go into jokes, and then bring them back into the setting, the classroom setting or the idea setting. So it's you being versatile, you knowing yourself that what exactly are you actually thinking It's not about other people, because when you tell another person, oh, I have a speaking engagement, they'll tell you, do you have a PowerPoint? Do you have, but sometimes you know that the place you're going is actually a beach, and you don't need to have a PowerPoint, okay? All you need is to speak. And sometimes where you're going to, people have been speaking and speaking the whole day, and maybe you are the last speaker of the day. And then you also come with a PowerPoint. It does not apply. It does not even help, because half the time when people looking at the PowerPoints, they want to sleep. They don't want to even give you attention. So you have to know, what do you want? You have to be authentic. How do you want to put on? No one should ever decide for you and tell you, oh, you should put on the other dress. You know the other dress that you are putting on at the party? It's very possible that you know that that particular dress shows your cleavage, okay? Or it's very possible that you know that that particular tie, it never just aligns with your shirt. It's always off the buttons. It's so never let another person make decisions for you. You make decisions for yourself, because you know yourself better. And never tell another person to make research for you, because you will never be able to use that research. So research yourself, know what you're going to put on, know what you're going to, even eating. Sometimes I have to be very careful. And sometimes when I have speaking engagements back to back, I actually avoid eating. So what I do is I usually buy a bar of chocolate just for strength and to get my sugars high. And I make sure that I have some bars of chocolate in my car, because most of the times you'll get to a place and they will give you food, and maybe it will have some salads, and the salads will be maybe contaminated, and you don't know. So you're getting a stomach upset, and you have to get on stage, or you have to go on a live virtual event. That does not go well. It does not go well at all. And the other thing I usually avoid when I have back-to-back speaking engagements, I even avoid water altogether. I make sure that I do. Why? Because you will be speaking, or you are in a rush or in a jam, crossing into another speaking engagement, and you just feel like, just going to the bathroom, and you're like, you know what? I just don't like this. I like to time myself, and if they are all in the morning up to around 2, I can say, I can eat at around 3, I can eat at around 4, but that's just me. I want you to be able to be authentic, listen to your body, and know what makes you comfortable and what does not make you comfortable, okay? And there's so many things that we are going to share tonight, but I want to at least hear from you. I know that most of us are back here. Faida, good to have you. Arinda, Mirembe, Nuru, Namkasa, you finally here. Naira, good to have you. Annette, thank you for joining us. Ruth Namudu, good to have you. And Diana, Nema, good to have you. And okay, that is KKTV, good to have you. Betty Orisha, good to have you as well. Okay, now speaking is everywhere. Your boss would love you to have your speaking highlights, to know how to do presentations. And if you are going to sell anything, if you are going to go into any kind of business, I say it and I will say it again, sales is the best skills that you will ever have, or even in marketing, okay? And I do marketing and sales, okay, for some of our companies, actually for 4 of our companies. And you will not, most times people are like, wow, I didn't know that I thought you're just public speaker, author, mentor, and all these things. But when I'm talking about my business, I'm very passionate, my friend. If I am talking to a client and I want I want them to buy airtime on TV, the way I will speak about the TV, the way I'll speak about the radio, the way I will speak about, the way I will slam into those boardrooms, the way I will, exude the confidence and all that. Sells, okay? You are selling yourself, okay? When the way you put on, the way you speak, you are selling yourself, okay? So learn how to sell, to package yourself better. Whenever you open your mouth to speak to any person, that is to any group of people, 2 or 3, that is public speaking. Are you speaking to impact their lives, or you are speaking just because everyone is speaking? Are you just joking? Are you just, there's something that I learned some time back, that and I didn't know I used to do this. Whenever I would be in a boardroom, or in so many other places where there are so many other people, and people are giving their opinion and they're sharing ideas, I would make sure that I actually speak last, okay? And this is what it helped me with. I would get the benefit of listening to everyone else. And most times I would not even show my side. Whether, like when someone speaks something and then you're like, yeah, and then someone speaks something and you disagree with it, and then you're like, no, I do not do that. Why? Because I've worked with clients for so long. It's possible I will disagree with you, but I'm not going to show it to your face that I disagree with you. And it's possible that I will be nodding yes, but I will not nod yes for you to see me. So when I speak last, that means I've taken time to listen. Number one, everyone in the house feels heard. Okay. Number two. Number three, I have had the benefit of listening to everyone. And the only thing that I can do is maybe interject with a question to ask for clarity why they think the way they think and where they got their thinking from. And then then what after thinking like that? So that means that I have the benefit of wrapping up everything and giving up or giving my side or weighing different things all together. And that is so wisdom. Okay. That is so, so nice. It has given me a lot of leverage. It has given me a lot of, contentment and satisfaction just to know that I am leading people, and people they have the feeling that they are heard, and then after that we can be able to deliberate on the most crucial points, and we are able to wrap up and we have the good stuff going. So make sure that whenever you speak, even if you're speaking to one person, you are actually impacting lives, because most of you are going to do one-on-one coaching. Some of you are not going to do coaching. You're going to do in business all together. Some of you are going to be bakers. Some of you are going to be authors, writing books after books after books. Some of you are going to have to be authors and have businesses as well. So we are going to be multiple people, because a time comes when you need multiple streams of income to be able to thrive, not survive, but to be able to thrive. And I don't want anyone of us to survive. I want us to get to a point where we are all thriving, where we can all give testimonies, where we can all pat each other on the shoulder and say, kudos, you have been faithful to your gift. You have been faithful to your calling, to your passion. And let me tell you, nothing is going to weigh you down, and nothing is going to put you down. Okay. And the other thing I would want to put across is that you are not the expert. The people that you are speaking to are actually the expert, and you are the service provider. If you are a public speaker, if you're going to speak at virtual events, if you're going to speak in real-time events, you should know that you are not the expert. People know what they want, okay? And that is why I usually bring in the Q&A, the question and answers, because I want to touch the very places where people are facing hardships, and I want to be able to answer those problems. So if you give me an hour, I will speak for 30 minutes and I will do a Q&A for 30 minutes, because then I need to know the people in the room. What do they want? What do they need? Where are they stuck? Where do they need to get out from? Okay. So the people that are coming to you, for example, for the many people that I mentored before the group kind of mentoring, I used to mentor them one-on-one. And believe me, someone would come, just like I do the evaluation sessions with most of you. When you come, I ask you, okay, so where do you want this journey to end? So that we can create the speed, so that we can be able to know. And that is the assignment that I want you to actually do. Back in the group, where do you see yourself, okay, in the next 2 months, where do you see yourself? And all of us, where do you see yourself, okay? What areas are so crucial to you? Because where you focus, your energy goes. And I want you to be able to focus on that particular, or in that particular direction that you want to take, okay? Do you want to master the skills of public speaking? Do you want to master skills of book writing? Do you want to master content creation? What exactly do you want to master? Do you want to master group coaching for the VIP group? As in, what exactly do you want to master? Do you want to master the one-on-one so that you can grow organically from one-on-one to group coaching to the courses, and then to the premium courses, to high ticket courses? We have all those levels, okay? And I know that we know what we want. You know what you want. That is why you are here. If you didn't know what you want, you would never have signed up for this, or you would never have joined this winning family. You would never have joined this growing family. The reason as to why you are here, you know what you want. Even when it was vague, you knew that what you wanted was mentorship. What you wanted was a slight push into your destiny. What you wanted was a reminder that it is possible, and it is achievable, and it is attainable. What you wanted wanted was someone to tell you that, yes, I can see it's inside of you. So live it, do it, and push it, okay? What you wanted. So you knew what you wanted when you came to me. And some of you have followed me for quite a long time, have watched me for quite a long time, and you know I don't mix my words, I don't mince my words. I will call a spade a spade. If you're going slow, I will tell you you're going slow. If you your speed is good, like I mean it's really interesting, I will tell you, yes, that is nice speed. I think I've given you comments, and I think for the gladiators we used to have sessions. I would even speak about, I mean, what I know, the little I know about you, even before meeting you, and some of you were really surprised. But why? Because I've been on this journey for a long time, mentoring people that have broken even, that have made it in mega ways in this world. Even some of them we do, because when you come to me and you're one-on-one client, we have, I mean, we sign an agreement, and most of the agreements are non-disclosure. Most of the agreements, actually all the agreements, are non-disclosure. Okay, so you can never know. I mean, you don't mention, or you don't want to mention anything that has happened, but I know I am following up everyone that I've ever mentored in this world, and they are doing well. They are doing amazing. Some of them are in Kenya, some of them are in Kigali, some of them are here in Uganda, some of them have traveled to UK, some of them are in South Africa. I still follow them up and I still see their work, and it's amazing work, okay? So I know that you have it inside of you. Just know that whoever is hiring you to speak knows what they want you to speak. So ask them as much as possible. Meet them and ask them, poke them, prompt them, let them ask them which angles, what's the average, how many, and what's the gender, what's the intention of this. The last event I spoke to was an extension of what I did at MTN, and I think I was actually talking about why the talk never translates, because sometimes I have those seasons where I create mini series that I talk about multiple times, and so I mean that was an overwhelming kind of talk, okay? But how I tailor made it is because I asked them questions and they gave me what they wanted, and I was able to tailor make something for them, okay? So you are the service provider, you are not the guru, you are not the expert. Make sure that you listen and listen. Speak last, make sure that you do a lot of listening, okay? And there's this bit, I think I told us, most of the times I talk about storytelling when you're speaking, and storytelling, it's amazing how it will just break down the walls, okay? Sometimes, and I've tried it so many times, when I start with pointers and I start with discussions, and then I incorporate the storytelling, actually the story showing, not the storytelling, because I want us to stop the storytelling and cross into story showing, okay? Because how you show a story will actually, you're bringing those people into your world, and it's like you're handing someone a 3D glass, okay, or a 4D glass or a 5D glass. And have you ever watched a 3D movie and you just feel like when someone is shooting, they are shooting at you, and when they are fighting with those what are they called, I don't know what they're called, but when they're fighting with those swords, you feel like the sword is coming to you. Why? Because it feels like you are in the movie. Now, when you bring people on a journey and you bring them into your life, you bring them into your story, you are showing them. And when you show them, that means you show by how you describe, okay? You show by how you act. You show by your body disposition or your body posture. You show by your sound, okay? And how you articulate words, okay? That is how you show. Have you ever I've seen someone before, they had recorded VJ jingle on an audio, and they were listening to the audio. They were not watching a movie, but they were listening to the audio. And in my head, I was like, what exactly are they doing? And this person was like, actually, it's like I'm watching, okay? It's like I'm watching a movie right now. Why? Because he brings you into the arena. He brings you into the storytelling. I've given a story so many times of how we were we were leaving how we left Kenya to come to Uganda with my mother, and how I was young and what exactly I felt in that moment. Because when I go back into that moment, I can actually feel what I was feeling. Okay, most of us, when something bad happens to us, we usually can even go back and we still feel when either that time comes or when you think about it, takes you back. Okay, and I usually give the illustrations of how the grass was taller than me and all the trees, and there was no way. I was just making a way and just following the way. I mean, the sound of the cars. I just didn't know the way to the road. But my mother told me, go to the road and make sure that the bus, it's the only bus that leaves this village. If we miss that bus, we don't know whether we're going to live one more day. And as a young girl, while I was running through that, I can even see myself running through that forest. And you know how the dew will splash on you, how you'll start scratching yourself, how those small sticks will start breaking. You'll feel like someone is actually following you and they're running after you. And I actually didn't have the luxury of getting scared, because I had been given a mission that if that bus does not stand or it does not stop to take us, then we are dead. And so I knew that I had to take out everything in my mind. So I did not even have time to listen to whether there was a tiger or whether there was, it was 3 a.m. in the morning. Now, when you give an elaboration of such a story and how I got to the bus stop, and when I got to the bus stop, the bus was just, it was just getting off not getting off the stage, but it was just running over, through, and I just stood in front of the bus and it narrowly missed me. And so as the driver and the conductor was coming to tell me, hey, get out of the way, I think they even thought I was a ghost. And I remember telling them that until I wait for my mother and my brothers and my sister who are coming out of that bush, I am not leaving this place. And I think the driver was a very understanding person. So this driver just told the guy, you know what, leave the kid alone. Let's wait for 10 minutes. If the mother does not come, we'll push her out of the way. And indeed, God helped me. I think it must have been around 15 minutes. Then my mother comes out of the bush together with my brother and my sister, and with a bag. They are both toddlers. And that is how, we left that village. But when I'm telling that story, and when I was telling that story, you could see that I was telling it with passion. I was telling it with a lot of feeling, and I was describing where I was, what I was doing. There was fog. It was in the morning, and the lights of the bus, they could not even see through. If you've ever driven in a fog or in mist, you can never see. You always, your wipes are they're always going on and off. Why? Because then you want to be able to see, but you're not able to see. Now illustrate and talk about, bring people into the experience. Okay, let them, when you're telling a story, people can stop whatever they are doing and then they will come and give you all the attention. Why? Because it's a fresh thing. You're not just telling them what to do, but you're telling them what you went through to get to where you want them. It's like you're taking them on a journey to get them to where you want them to get. And that is very awesome. That is very doable. And that is something that someone can actually implement in their lives. And this is what I usually tell people when I talk about that story of my mother and I together with my brother and my sister. My mother left that village and she did not have even a single coin. Okay, so she gets into the bus. Remember the bus that we stopped? She gets into the bus. We sit comfortably. Remember, I'm a child. I don't know whether she has money or she doesn't have money. We get to the bus park, and that is in Mombasa. And she decides and says that, you know what? I am going to, in her mind, because she tells me later about the transport thing, that she didn't have transport. So she tells me that, and that era, there were no phones. So she says, in her mind, she thought, she was like, when I get to Mombasa, I know where the Kampala trucks park. I will go to those trucks and I will tell those guys to pay this conductor. And let me tell you, when they got to the bus park, my mother told the conductor, carry my luggage and take me to my next stop. I'm going to pay you from there. And so the conductor carried, on top of bringing, carrying a woman that has no money, the conductor carried the bags, took them to the other, to the trailer stop. And then my mother spoke to another guy, a Ugandan guy in Luganda, and told him that, you know what, Sasulo omusajja oyo esente zonna z'ayagala bwe tunaatuuka e Kampala tata wange ajja kuwa ente. And that is how exactly it happened. Now, if it were another damn woman, or I don't know, I don't like calling foolish, but backward and not thinking, not reasoning, I think us as the children would have died, would never have seen the light of day, because it was a very terrible situation as to why we had to actually leave. So I see a person who says, oh, I don't have money. You know, people who have charity kind of mindsets, like they are waiting, they are victims, they are waiting to be helped. And so my uncle should be able to help my, you know, my sibling, oh, you know, and you know, the other uncle who stays abroad, that uncle is so mean and so stingy. Let me tell you, leave people's money alone. Make your own money, okay? Quit being a victim and playing a victim and having a charity mentality and saying that, you know what, I will wait. And these are the things that you should tell the people that are going to follow you, and tell them that, you know what, you can think, okay? Think again. What exactly can you do? Look at that situation in a 3D format. Surround it. You know, if it does not happen today, it can happen tomorrow. But think and make sure that you break even. Let me tell you, some people have made it in life not because they were rich, not because they had everything that they needed to do, but they thought, okay? But they had the wisdom to plan and to implement, and nothing has ever gone wrong, because everything that they try to do actually flourishes and it goes according to plan. So I want you to be able to show your story. What story are you telling? Show it. Do not read to us. Do not tell us your story. Show us the story. Give us the goosebumps. Give us the feeling, okay? And let us know that you actually mean what you are trying to say, okay? Now, there's so many things we talked about, just the five things, okay? And then awareness connects the speaker to the audience as well. So make sure that, I mean, your awareness, what you've come to learn, okay? Because you are there to actually say something. You are there because you know something, you've had something, you've read something, you've been told something, you've been mentored. So your awareness will connect you to your audience. Otherwise, I cannot sit on a broadcast, on a virtual event for the next 3 minutes. I'll be wasting my time. Remember, I told you the secret. You do 80%, do what you are created or you were created to do. 20% do what you have to do. Now, if sitting at a virtual event because I was invited, because I was given a pin, and then I can be able to enter, that does not cut it, okay? It doesn't cut it. If it does not build me and does not build what I was created to do, then it's not serving my purpose and I don't have time for it. That is why you will see people dozing. That is why you will see, but on things that interest us, on things that touch us, that take us to the next level, you will not even doze. You will postpone your dozing. Why? Because it's interesting, it's intriguing, and it's emotional, and it's touching, it's building, it's opening your mind to be a better person, okay? Because we need information, and we need more information, and we need more information, okay? So make sure that you show up to give, okay? Make sure that you are authentic. You think about what is comfortable for you and not what is comfortable for everyone else, okay? And then make sure that your awareness, what you have been taught, what you've been mentored to do, what you've been, as in all those things can connect you to the audience, and you can be able to actually get through with them and talk to them, okay? And remember, we say that every business, every arena of life, or every area of life needs public speaking. So you cannot say that, oh no, me, since I'm not going to be a public speaker. My friend, you are already a public speaker. If you can speak to 2 people, 3 people, or 4 people, you are already a public speaker. And remember, I told you, you are not an expert, you are a service provider. So if you go to a place to speak, or if they invite you, make sure that you ask as many questions as possible, so that you can know what to prepare, what not to prepare, according to what they want and where they want that that convention or virtual event or real event to actually get them to. What do they want their women to? Do they want their women to be more active? Do they want their women to be hardworking? Do they want their men to be more aggressive? What exactly do they want? Okay, when you are hired as a decorator for a service, for for an event, you have to ask, what does the bride want? What colors? What's the theme? You know, what exactly does she want? Why? Because you're a service provider. So as a speaker, you are a service provider. You are not the expert. The people that you're going to talk to are the expert in what they want, because they know what they want. So make sure that you use that so well. And then show your story. Do not just talk about your story, because so many people have talked about stories, and you don't want to be one of those people that talks about a story. Show us that story. Let it be touching. Let it be revitalizing. Let it be, you know, bringing goosebumps. Let people see themselves in your story. Let them relate. That is the only way you're going to get the feedback, that people say, oh, it was life-changing. Oh, it touched me. It's like you were speaking into my situation. Why? You showed them the story. You didn't just speak the story. Okay, so a few minutes to leave here. Thanks so much. A question from my end. I have an issue tonation while speaking. How can I work on that? Now, when it comes to speaking is can be rehearsed and it can be practiced. Okay, and I want you to be able to practice. And Derek, part of the things that we are going to do are actually shooting videos. Part of the things that I've been looking out for in the videos that I tell you to shoot, to send, is because I want to look at everything. I want to look at your rhythm. I want to look at your intonation. I want you to look at your... Okay, I'm just finishing this up, but for the transformers, we've not yet gotten to that. I'm going to give you the assignments, but for the gladiators, for the world changers, the reason as to why told you to send in the videos is because I wanted to look at all that, the intonation, I mean, your pitch, your everything. I just want to see what you can do so that we can review it, evaluate it, and you do better, and you do better, and you keep doing better. So it's very possible that can change, Derek. Okay, and then hi team. Hi. Okay, that is Nakubuye Oliver, good to have you. Speaking is a great thing. You cannot impact lives without speaking, okay? I know you can write, but so many people relate with you when you speak to them, because then they get to attach the face to the voice, and then they get to attach the voice to the emotions, and then you get to make them feel a certain way, and then they look at how you're dressed, they look at how your hair is, they look at everything becomes an inspiration to them. So you are a whole inspiration. Okay, so do not look down on yourself, and do not quit, not for any reason. I want you to keep going, to keep going, and to keep going. And I want to get out of here before the network actually disturbs us again. But until tomorrow, I want you to be able to send me your questions to my inbox. I'll make sure that tomorrow, when we do the live broadcast, we start with the questions and answers, and then we can dive into what we want to talk about. Remember, the whole of this week, I want us to go deeper into public speaking, okay? All different facets of public speaking, because I want you to be well versed with public speaking, because I know most of you are going to be on international scenes. I mean, you're going to be on international TV. You're going to be, I'm speaking this, and some of you are like, oh, we don't know. You are going to get there, okay? You are going to get there. So what we do in this group, my dear Bosinje, we do it all, so that you can decide, what do you want? Are you good at content creation? We're going to do a lot of content creation. We're going to do a lot of public speaking. We're going to do a lot of video shooting. We're going to do we're going to do all those things, but you have to just discover, where do I want, and what is my niche? Discover yourself, just like everyone else has discovered themselves. Even those that are still not sure, I know that you will settle in with time. As you get out there in the world, create content, you will find that there's this particular thing that you love to come back to every other time, and your heart is just so into it. And believe me, you will find your bankable gift, or we will find it together. We'll help you find it. Okay, so from me to you is a good night, and until tomorrow, bye-bye.